Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. We just got the new nerf patch for Hearthstone. Rogue was hit really hard, Warrior less so, and we have a new meta up on the ladder. And already tomorrow we're going to see the first high-level competition in the new meta, because Hearthstone Grandmasters Season 1 Week 2 is about to begin. The previous meta had stabilized fairly well. It was 3 classes in specialist format basically: Mage, Rogue and Warrior. And now things are looking a little bit different. It's looking like it's Mage and Mage and Mage. Although, taking a bit deeper look into this, it's actually Mage and then tons of different ideas of what the new meta might be able to look like and attempts to take advantage of that. So we're talking about a much more diverse metagame than what we had last week. Actually this week, Priest is the only class that is not being brought by anyone. For every other class there's at least one player on some region who is willing to venture into that. This week the rules are also reversed quite a bit, because Europe was the most diverse region last week, and this week it is the least diverse region. 10 mages, and then 3 other classes as well. Whereas Americas, there are people bringing 6 different classes to competition, and there's only 6 mages. So Americas is looking like the region that you want to watch if you want to see diverse metagame. Of course, with no way to thoroughly test what the new meta is going to look like, you can clearly tell. There are decks that are being brought that are clearly not completely finalized. There are also difficulties in targeting the secondary and tertiary decks into some specific targets. What are you targeting when you don't really know? It's clear that Mage is going to be there, and people are bringing stuff to counter Mage. But what else? It starts to get a little bit more difficult. So this week, because there's not been a chance to properly test everything, this class distribution is very tentative. People are looking for something, but they don't really know what that is yet. That can still result in some very interesting games, although it might also mean that some of these decks that are being brought are just going to fail in a spectacular fashion. As for the archetype distribution, there are 11 archetypes being brought to the tournament. So we're now seeing people experiment with stuff like Holy Wrath Paladins, Token Druids. We're also seeing 2 rogue decks being brought, both of them trying to find some different angle to the class now that it has been nerfed. And there's even a Murloc Shaman and a Zoo Warlock included. The only archetype from last week that has completely disappeared is Control Warrior. And Control Warrior actually was doing pretty well last week, but the Elysiana nerf hits Control Warrior harder than it does Bomb Warrior. So Control Warrior has for now taken a break from Grandmasters. There are a couple of interesting decks that I want to highlight. One is this Just Saiyans lineup. Just Saiyan is bringing Holy Wrath Paladin. He's one of the 3 people who are bringing Holy Wrath Paladin, and I really like the overall look of this build. Running 2 copies of Shrink Ray, 1 copy of Equality in the main deck gives this deck some kind of a run even against mages, who can then be finished off typically with a single Holy Wrath at the end. Paladin is also a class that can be really built to withstand long games against warriors. In this case, there's the secondary list with Immortal Prelate, the Undertaker, Mechano X, Kangor's Endless Army, just endless value. And there is a tertiary list against something a bit more aggressive, going with Doomsayers, a silence effect, a couple of True Silver Champions, so that there's to answer earlier threats. Holy Wrath Paladin is a very interesting archetype. It's interesting on ladder, and it's even more interesting kind of in specialist, because of that ability to take in the Immortal Prelate and the Undertaker package, so that you can really also challenge value matchups. Another interesting lineup is Casey's Bomb Warrior. And this is a modern take on Bomb Warrior, with Geppetto Joybus and Barista Lynchen in the main deck. So be ready for some 1/1 battlecry minions and bouncing off those and lots of crazy things happening. Potentially Geppetto also offers a way around the Archivist Elysiana nerf, because if you get the right minion as a 1/1 for 1 mana, then that means that you have much more ability to bounce your Archivist. Casey's secondary list is a little bit more threat heavy. Cairn, Bloodhoof, Alex Straza, Harrison Jones for weapon removal, which is no longer main deck worthy, so able to challenge those other warrior decks, and the tertiary list. Tertiary list is the attempt to challenge Mage, and with double Big Game Hunters, double Super Colliders, double Brawls, Warrior does have a lot of tools to challenge Mage. So many are thinking that okay, they bring Mage so that they can beat Warrior, but Warrior has a lot of good deck cards so that they can also try to beat Mage, and this weekend we should be seeing a lot of this matchup and see how it goes at the very top. There will again be 3 days of Hearthstone Grandmasters coming, starting tomorrow and going through Saturday and Sunday. I hope that we're going to see a lot of good games. And once it's all said and done, I will make another video to tell you what was the performance, what were the results, and how did it all go. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.